what are the milestone events in our evolution. So the first is walking on two legs. The second is tool use. Some of you remember a couple of years ago, I gave a talk here, I think, on the very first evidence for stone tool use. So we think that happened sometime around 3.5 million years ago. And after that is the tool making, which once they know that stone tool use was an important thing for their adaptation, they start to make it by around 2.5 million years ago. And then we started to become the type of species represented by myself and yourself with this type of body structure. If you looked at the Lucy species, they are short, and then very long arms and relatively short legs. We are the reverse. I have very short arms compared to body size, and then very long legs. And I'm relatively large primate, as all of you are. So the fact that we became the large-bodied, short-armed, long-legged species enabled us then to migrate within Africa first, and then, as you know, to where we are in many places across the planet. And then, by 200,000 years ago, we emerged as a distinct species known as Homo sapiens, which is a species so wired that it has so many symbolic thinking, language, music, art, vanity, you name it. So all that is because of the not only the anatomical modifications or change, but also the behavioral changes that are characteristic of our species. But as I tell you, this progression or this evolution through time, I don't want to give the wrong impression that we are becoming perfect through time. Evolution doesn't care really, it's blind. It's just based on natural selection. It will act on what is variable. If within variation, one is good for that specific environmental conditions, it will be selected for. If not, it will not be. And something good at a given point is not necessarily good at another point. And I always give the example of our evolutionary imperfection. And when I say this, some people say, we humans, not perfect? Of course we are perfect. Well, let me give you an example. If walking on two legs is great, as we know it, we have free hands. With free hands, we can do all the things that we want to do. And it's really a big advantage. It's really a wonderful thing to have this ability to have free hands. But when we decided to stand up on two legs, we basically decided that the whole part of the upper body is going to sit on our pelvis. And when that happens, you're putting everything on your lower back bone, lower back. So that results in a species that has the worst back pain in any animal. So if you're sometimes suffering from lower back pain, it's not your fault. It's evolution's problem. And also, when we decided to walk upright, what we did is we narrowed our pelvic outlet, birth canal, which results in the death of many mothers and babies. And I know this personally because I delivered my own baby at a parking lot in San Francisco. I can tell you it's scary, very scary. So when we think that we're perfect, it is good, we're perfect for what we are now, but it did not come for free. We had to pay some prices. For example, in terms of delivery, females pay more than males. But also, if we are now this symbolic species with all sorts of imaginations that you can only imagine, it's good. It allows you to invent iPads and iPhones. But it also gives you, I think, hallucinations. So everything came at an expense. So I don't want to give the wrong impression that with this, yeah, that was, with this series that we were becoming perfect through time. And speaking of hallucination, some of the pictures, so not only are we wired, sometimes we're weird. And I was trying to find a name for this new species, actually. Any suggestions? I'm calling it this one. So.